The Aussie part, I hope I wasn't being, because it's like so hard to say that. I don't want to sound racist. I don't want to, because that's one of the things that I hate. I hate when people are racist, and I don't want to be the what does it say, reverse racism. So I don't want to sound racist when I say, oh, this, I don't know. That's why whenever I say Aussie and stuff like that, I don't want to make it look like, because at the end of the day, because I remember. Someone was saying, oh, I don't know, when somewhere I forgot exactly where it was. It was like, look, this he wasn't racist or anything, but he just meant it as a point. Like, look, you barely see any Aussies here. By Aussies, he meant white people. And I don't know, like, look, I'm like, just because there's no white people, that doesn't mean they're not Aussies. I'm an Aussie. Like, I consider myself an Aussie. I'm from Australia, so that doesn't mean anything just because I'm not white. So that's why, like, I don't want to make it that one thing. And I don't want to sound like a, douchebag or something like that. But so that's why it's always hard, and
It is difficult. It's difficult for me as well. I think it's difficult for everybody. And I guess that's, it's all part of it. It's the changing face of like what is an Australian and what is an Aussie, and I think that's what both of our we both know that we're both Australians.
That's true.
Even though I've been here for like 8 or 9 generations, I still look at you as an Aussie, and some people don't, but I think that's part of why it's important to start having these conversations. But yeah, I find it difficult too. It's like when I'm explaining to you, like, it's like middle class, but it's not just middle class.
That's
it's
true.
lower class and upper class.
And that's the thing, like, from tribes or something, it's like difficult. Like from a country where I'm from, like, tribes. We've got hundreds of them, like, we've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, the Hazaras, the Uzbeks, there's others that I don't even know about, there's heaps, there's a lot. Not only Afghanistan, other places, but like, from Sikhs, we've got Sikhs in Afghanistan, we've got a lot of different people from different places where they came in, whenever they, so when you see, it's just not like, oh, if you're like the Pashtun, or if you're like the Tajik, you're like the Afghan, no. If you're like the Hazari or the Afghan, no. It's like all coming together. That's one of the things that I think over here, over time, people will get used to. Like, for example, like, see, Aussie is not just more like, the white, or it's not just like, it's just like, for example, all of us coming to Aboriginals, the whites, the people that migrated, the Italians from, a few years back, the Arabs, nowadays, like, everyone from, like, it's just, that's what builds a country. And as you said, over time, that's how it start to improve and it'll get better day by day, so.
Yeah, absolutely. But, as you said as well, like, there has been a huge immigration with, Italians and Greeks. And, I've got friends whose parents are Italian and Greek, but their parents were born here and they were born here. And, I call them Aussie, and they call themselves Aussie. They don't call themselves Italian or Greek.
That's exactly how it is, yeah.
And, most Australians do call them Aussie. And I think for some reason, it just takes time. Like, it takes
100%,
a generation or something.
That's how it is, yeah. That's 100% how it is, And I don't know, and it's not only Australia.
No.
It's everywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
It's 100% everywhere in the world because, no one's the perfect place. There's no perfect place. Like, everywhere is like that, Whether you look at, like, Middle East, whether you look at Asia, whether you look at, to be honest, I don't know too much about Africa and other places, but I don't even know too much about Middle East, but, like, I assume, that's how it might be. Because, so, like, that's my thing, like, from where I'm from, and that's how it is, like, a lot of people, like, from acceptance wasn't easy. Acceptance wasn't easy. I cannot lie. My country hasn't been a perfect country as well. So it's just one of the things, like, over time, everyone's getting, I think it's not only like one place, it's like the whole world in one way or another way is getting better. And, there's always negativity to it, but, like, the positives, that's something we should highlight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree.
Is that it, or?
Yeah.